I'm sure at one point in time we've seen motivational videos to have people pursue their goals in life. And while it's great to get people motivated, there will always be naysayers among us, questioning and criticizing the speech to death. So instead of trying to create another motivational video, today we're going to be doing a countdown of 5 reasons, backed by evidence provided at the end of the video and on the video description, on why anyone can achieve their goals. And stay tuned for the last evidence. Promise that it'll blow your minds. So starting with number 5, desire. This is one of the most important part in having any goals, since before anyone can do anything, they must first have a reason for doing it. And everyone has at least one desire. For some, desire is what defines their life, and how much we desire something will determine how fast we progress towards our goals. Which brings us to number 4. In the books Grit, written by Angela Duckworth, and Peak by Anders Ericsson, both authors cite evidence that we don't need to be talented, intelligent, or physically fit to eventually become successful in life. Since everyone starts from somewhere, the set of skills we need to do certain tasks to become successful are developed along the way. And although guidance is not needed, how fast we develop is improved with the right mentors. Since we don't need to be good to begin with, besides receiving the right help, what else do we need to eventually become good at something? 2 things that both authors stress is the importance of working hard and smart. Working hard by putting as many hours as we can, and working smart by carefully tracking our progress and finding out what works. In summarizing both their books in a sentence, with proper guidance and careful thinking, effort counts twice over talent. Twice. Okay, I know what some of us might be thinking right now. We can both be hard and smart workers, but how are we going to get anywhere if we don't have the resources to get there? So, coming in at number 3 are our excuses. I don't have the time, money, I'm surrounded with the wrong people, and my condition doesn't allow me to do anything. And to that, I say nonsense. Everyone has the time to do anything. Just think of all the times you've wasted throughout the day. Every time we go online, mindlessly surfing the web, or playing games. After work, and when all the kids are sleeping, you can't spare the time to do anything. I mean, even when we take a dump in the bathroom, brush our teeth, and while we're cooking, we can use those times to read, learn, or do whatever we need for our goals. If you're using this as an excuse, you simply don't desire it enough. And now for money. Money has never been an issue for some of the biggest companies when they were starting out. And the majority of them started really small. Sometimes with completely nothing. They started from their garage, small food stand, inside their own rooms. Some starting literally with nothing. Look up Apple's history, McDonald's, Facebook, and the founder of the Coors Beer Company, and you'll see what I mean. And now for people. There are a lot of factors in attracting the right people, but the biggest factor that decides this is you. Since studies show how one's success and future can depend on the people one surrounds themselves in, ask yourself what kind of people you hang out with, and finding competent people to assist you in your goals should also not be an issue, since there are numerous examples in the past that showed how one's competency to not be a major role in their success. Just compare the Wright brothers and Samuel Pierpont Langley. During the birth of aviation technology, the conditions didn't favor the Wright brothers. The Wright brothers didn't have any formal education, were just owners of a bike shop, while Samuel had ample funding from the government and was well connected to some of the smartest people in the country. We, however, have never heard of Samuel Pierpont Langley as the inventor of airplanes, but instead we know the Wright brothers. Okay, so now that we've all covered the resources and the necessary self-traits we must possess, we then have to find a way to apply these things. We need an opportunity. For number 2, there are opportunities everywhere. We just need to be more observant, resourceful, and persistent. Easier said than done. But since we're confident in being smart and hard workers, we can easily find ways to do this. In the extreme case of running or creating a business, things can change in a heartbeat. And those changes can be opportunities that you're looking for. Or maybe you can cause the changes themselves. Why not? From all the everyday evidence that we just talked about, let's talk about some hard, scientific, and spiritual ones. Coming in at number 1, taking some concepts from quantum mechanics and ancient texts, there is evidence that we are in complete control of our destinies. In 1998, researchers in the Weizmann Institute of Science in Israel conducted an experiment known as the Weizmann experiment that showed how observers, by merely watching, can drastically affect electrons' behavior. This is amazing, because even though electrons are microscopic elementary particles, they play a major role in our lives through chemical bonds, chemical reactions, propagation of energy, and the very composition of matter, to name a few. Compounded with the law of attraction, which is mentioned both in religious and non-religious texts, states that like energy attract each other. This means that we can attract and repel things we like and don't like. So if we constantly align our entire being, our thoughts, emotions, and actions towards our desires, we can literally achieve anything. This is because everything we see around us is made of energy. This is a fundamental physical fact. Our whole reality is made of energy. Our thoughts, emotions, and even our actions are made of energy. So we are in complete control of our future. We decide what happens. No one decides this but us. Our desires, all our work, all the resources we can ever need, and the opportunities around us are all in our hands to achieve our goals.